This is a funny book today. It looks like it's going to be hard to read, but I'll get through it. It's called Taz in a Scary Tale from Down Under. Does anybody know who that is? That was a cartoon that Grandpa and I used to watch when we were little. And I think some of your mother and fathers may remember them, but you probably don't. So let's read about it. Welcome to a scary tale from down under, a tale of ghosts and hair-raising thunder in a haunted and frightening Tasmanian estate, a castle with goblins and ghouls at the gate, a visitor named Granny and her tomcat Sylvester, and a birdie named Tweety, whom Sylvester will pester, and the grump of the house, the Tasmanian devil, who appetite ferocious, just like a steam shovel. When you hear Babaki, you soon will learn it's time for the story page to be turned. 'Twas a happy day for Granny, like no other ever been. She had gone to the big Wheel of Wonder show and won the grand prize spin. Hardly the way that you would expect a scary tale to begin. So Granny, Sylvester, and Tweety set off on a first-class trip, an all-expenses-paid vacation on a big white luxury ship to the sunny shores of Tasmania, the Tasmanian devil's domain. So look, there they are on the ship. Granny told Tweety that she most likely to travel the outback on a motorbike. So with her pets in a sidecar, they rode through the night while Sylvester wrestled with his appetite. Buckle up, hold on, and tally-ho, to the Wombat Hotel, to the Wombat we go. But Sylvester's stomach had started to growl. A canary snack would be perfect right now. But along the dark road, they ran over a rock. Their front tire went poppita, thickokla, thock. When they checked, they found it is as flat as a sock. Kangaroo Castle is just a short walk. Easy for you, said Sylvester in shock. I'll fly ahead, Tweety said. When you get there, just knock. Oh, look at her. She's a daredevil. And there's the poor cat and the bird, all sicky sick because of her driving. So Tweety's taken off in the air. I like Tweety's hat. At the door, they were greeted by the miserable Myron and his guard devil Taz, who he kept his good eye on to make sure his guests had a hideous stay. We'll fix your tire, then get you on your way. He grinned as he said it, from beginning to end. Then he disappeared, never to be seen again. Now, this was the night of red ring round the moon, when the castle from rooftop to roadway is strewn with ghosts and goblins at their monthly meeting, a scare-a-thon, where they all were competing. And now of the guests, not Taz nor Myron, knew the ghosts were there. Their trip was so tiring. But sooner or later, in the course of the night, everyone was in for an award-winning fight. Oh, he's kind of scary. And there's the other ghosts. They're kind of scary too. The ghosts on the Kangaroo Castle. It's the night of the ghostly crew, the living dead with the frightening boo, at Kangaroo Castle. Kangaroo Castle. We're gonna do everything we want, and most of all, we'll haunt and haunt and haunt at Kangaroo Castle. It's a hoppin' and a boppin' place that'll take your breath away. Won't you stop in? Won't you pop in place and let us scare you to death today? At Kangaroo Castle, it's no hassle at Kangaroo Castle. As her cheek kissed the pillow, Granny started to snore, and at that point she couldn't hear anything more. But Sylvester awoke when the floorboards creaked, so he got himself up to take a quick peek, and maybe a Tweety bird snack on the way. Taz thought the same thing, and they both met halfway in the hallway next to the umbrella stand, where they stood a ghost with his head in his hand. There they are in the hall. I don't see the ghost yet, but you wait, maybe we will. Then the ghostly chairman, a spirit named Boofus, whooshed into the hall from the top of the roofus. I'll have taken the stairs, but there's too much to doofus, and what fun we're having at the Hotel Kangaroofus. All the fur on Sylvester stood up at attention, and his eyeballs took in the spirit's convention. And even the normally frightened Taz only gulped at the terror that had come to pass. Boofus bugged out his eyeballs and rattled his chains. He made heavy things float and brought indoors the rain. Then he swung upside down from a brass chandelier, shouting so loudly that Martians could hear. Is this all much too shocking? Is this noise your knees knocking? Ooh, look at him. Look at the big eyeball and all the chains. And there he is, upside down. He's kind of a weirdo. Weirdo! Taz whirled down the stairway in a terrible fright. Sylvester ducked into the library and slammed the door tight. Poltergeist slid through the cracks and under the door, gliding and galloping ghosties galore. Sylvester began to flip through the books. There must be something for the disposal of spooks. So the guests were few and the ghosts were many, and the only person who missed it was Granny. What was Granny doing? Oh, that's right. She was snoring away upstairs, sleeping. Let's see if she wakes up. Taz spun so fast that he disappeared. He thought that the goblin would miss him, but when he slowed down to see if they're gone, he found one had been spinning with him. Ew, Esperanza, Taz roared, which is his word for uh-oh, which is what people say when they're really shook up-o. Tweety took one look and said, fancy dat, we got no one but two kinds of fraidy cats. He is fraidy cat. Only he's not a cat. Gather round, Boofus cooed, my collection of chilies. Let's give them the goosebumps, the creeps, and the willies. Old Granny here won't believe her eyes, and let's give Taz her the boobill prize. Now there's just one Tweety, but the ghosts were many. But he warned no ghost better hurt my Granny. The ghost, excited at what Boofus said, now swarmed all the more around Granny's bed. Oh, Mr. Ghost, Tweety said sweetly at the door, if you think you're as scared as lightning, I think you'd better think again, 'cause your powers don't seem very frightening. Now that stopped Boofus dead in his tracks. No ghost likes to be told he's not scary. Forget the old lady, he howled to his friends, and let's go get the canary. Uh-oh. He shouldn't have said anything. Look at him. He looks really tough when he's talking. And the ghost didn't like that. And there he is with that one big eye. Ooh, let's see. The ghost chased Tweety and Taz to the laundry room, which was easy since they fly right through plaster. But no matter how quickly they swived and swerved, Speedy Tweety was smarter and faster. He led the ghost to the laundry room, and as they all flew in, he set the machine for a long, hot wash, a nice cold rinse, and a spin. They were dried, pressed, and stacked by the crack of dawn. Once you wash a ghost, all its powers are gone. Did you know that? The sun began rising and Granny woke up. She found Sylvester nervously sleeping. She stretched and opened the door of the hall and said, "My, this place now needs a sweeping." Just then, the whoosh of a broom as Taz swept the hallway and Sylvester cleaned the rooms. As part of the deal they made with Tweety, if he chased off the menacing spirits completely. I'd say he did. Look at them. There they are in the wash machine. And there the two guys sweeping. Later, Granny was set to be on her way to the Wombat Hotel, this time without fail. She had loaded her bag and her birdie and cat, and with Taz as guide, rode the Outback Trail. At the Wombat at last, Granny was so pooped that she soon was counting sheep, and Tweety had put a lock on his cage in case Sylvester licked his chops in his sleep. You could hear a pin drop or a mouse clear its throat or the tickety-tick of a clock. Then Sylvester Smart Cat went to look for a pin to pick Tweety's cage door lock. When he saw white eyes in the darkened room, then another pair and another, 'twas as if every ghost in the hemisphere had shown up with a sister or brother. Wow, this is kind of a scary place. And a crackling laugh cut through the dark. Eerie music began to play then. Sylvester nearly fainted when he heard a voice say, "Guess what, Kitty? Party time again." He bumped into Taz, who heard it too. Out the window they ran for the broad highway. Tweety said, "I do it with mirrors, wax paper, and a comb. I was most putty cats and putty devils that way." That was a crazy little story. And never underestimate Tweety Bird, because he'll win every time. Love you.